Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating.
Sorry, wrong intro.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're watching Tanner's Haunted Secrets
on the Outline Network.
What they say.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's a secret sound hidden deep within the center of the earth. Until you listen closely enough, you can hear it. And it sounds like razors through flesh. We are merely here to turn up the volume.
Well, look who we found here. We found all you wonderful people, and you guys have the same interest as we do. As we explore the haunted house industry in Tanner's Haunted Secrets, we have a wonderful surprise. Look what we found. Yes, we have, and is it Nichole?
Nichole.
Okay, I want to make sure that I get it right because I am great at butchering some names, and I apologize for everybody that's been on the show and I've butchered your name. But we have Nichole, and she is a artist out of what haunt?
Silo of Screams in Temple, Texas.
Awesome. And we're going to interview her, and man, I can't wait to dive into this one. But you know what? We're going to change something up here because I'm going to let Friday ask most of the questions because this wonderful actress is actually from Friday's neck of the woods instead of mine. So, yes, we got one from Texas.
Yay, I am so grateful to finally have you here. Nichole, what got you inspired to do the makeup and everything? In my early 20s, Face Off became a show, and so I was really into that, and so I kind of did it, and then I got away from it for a while, did it for like Halloween and everything, and then Temple, we got our local haunt, and it took me about 2 years to get into the door because they were really close-knit, and then once I got in, I've been doing it solid straight for 7 years. It's been a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. Were you a haunter before you joined Silo of Fears? Silo of Screams? I was not. I was such a newbie. And so I wanted to actually be the makeup artist and not an actor, but he hired me for an actor. And then I asked if I could do makeup, but I had like no proof of work. So he was like, no. And I was like, okay, can I do my own? And he said, sure. And when I did that, I came in and like the next weekend he was calling me and he was like, hey, so we want to make you an apprentice makeup artist. And by the next season, I had like the chair. I was the lead makeup artist. Do you haunt and do the makeup?
I do haunt now. Yes, I do both. Absolutely. So I'm in the asylum. I'm a nurse.
Ooh.
Crazy nurse.
Yes.
Um.
I love your head that you keep around.
Oh, yes. That's my favorite thing. So you want to hear a funny story about that head? So
Yes.
I bring it to conventions with me, and I'll see like a family, and I'll go up to the kid and I'll ask them, well, do you want to touch it? It's not like sticky or gross. And I'll get the kid to touch it. I'll let mom touch it. And then we'll get to dad. And as soon as dad goes to touch it, I'll go, "Bah, bah, bah, bah," and make dad jump in front of everyone and go, oh, I'm so sorry. He's a little snappy. He has a mind of his own. And it is so hilarious because, men, they're like, I'm macho. And then, like, out of left field, you get them and they get so mad and embarrassed. It's like my favorite thing to do at a convention.
That is great. Whereas Kyle just likes to give out grandpa.
I do like to give out grandpa. I also like to give out dog food and cat food samples.
That's a lot of fun. So, like, how often do y'all do conventions?
So I usually go and choose one convention a year, and unfortunately, this year is a conventionless year because I chose to go to New Orleans, and I wanted to make sure that I went to New Orleans with my son since he's a senior. So next year, question is, which convention am I going to show up to? Is it going to be East Coast? Is it going to be Midwest? Is it going to be Trans World? Texas is always on there. There's CreepyCon that if I go to CreepyCon, I might not have to pay for the ticket.
Isn't that in Alabama?
That CreepyCon's actually in Tennessee.
Okay.
Close out. There's plenty of haunting conventions. I know that we just got done doing the Ohio Haunters convention, and it did so well that we actually have the date set for next year. So that's exciting.
That's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of possibilities. I even have a smaller convention to go to in West Virginia, and I love getting the invitations to go to conventions, but it's not one of those things that it's easy to get in and get out of a convention. So it's not like I ever go to a convention and stay one day.
Right. You gotta stay the whole time. I want to go to Trans World once. I just want to see. I just want to see what it's about.
That would be awesome.
I know,
right? Is, if you go to Trans World your first year, I want to make sure that you understand this. It is very important that you take a breath. And I say this because a lot of people that go to Trans World for the first time or go to any big conventions the first time, they are overwhelmed in the things that they see. And I know I went to Midwest for 2 years, then I went to Trans World, and that was so much of a jump that it just absolutely stunned me. I was taking photos with people. I was doing this. I was doing that. A lot of people in the haunted house industry know me, and if you don't know me, come see me.
All right.
Figure out who I am and why I do what I do. But it's always one of those things that you never exactly know what you're going to find at Trans World.
Right.
Because this is what they do. This is what they've been waiting for the entire year.
Right.
Which is amazing.
I mean, I think it would be so fun to go just so that way, like, I could meet so many people in person that, you just like network with through the internet and everything.
Mhm.
That would be the best part about it. That's
And networking is so important because when you start networking, you have the possibility of getting to know these different people that you might not just stumble across.
right.
And when you start networking, this person knows this, so this and this and this, and next thing you know, you're 13 people into the networking. And then when you get to a convention, it's all the people that, or a lot of people that you have met through your networking that all
Right.
have the opportunity to be in one spot. And I think it's amazing because Trans World is not just the biggest Halloween convention here, it's the biggest in the world. There's people that
Right.
come from other countries.
It's got to be amazing.
It's very much stimulating, and they have different lighting zones. That way, everybody and they also have a Christmas show.
Oh,
So
wow.
if you're a person that likes Christmas and you get Christmas tickets to Trans World, awesome. Except for one thing, half of the part of the floor is Christmas, and then you start getting through the vendors, and you start wondering why your snowman looks like it's trying to stab the other snowman. And if you don't know, you'll learn real quick.
Friday, what convention would you be excited to see and go to?
Most any of the conventions. I have not. Hi, Brandon. I've not been back to a convention since Anime Matsuri,
Mm-hmm.
but that's sort of how I ended up where I am here. I met authors at
Okay.
a animation and like anime Japanese animation convention, and that's by following them, I've ended up publishing and talking, well, being published and talking to hunters, which was originally a dream of mine since I was in high school. When I realized that most of the haunters at our local haunt were people I knew, I'm like, I know that voice.
Wow. Small world, like how those little connections are made.
Oh yeah. What has been one of the most surprising things you've learned as either a haunter or a makeup artist or both?
As a haunted, people are strange in the back of a haunted house. Let me tell you, people are weird. But, from what I've learned from makeup and everything is organized chaos and, like how to just like go with the flow of things. It has taught me, you know what? It's not worth being uptight because you got to go with it and, you know, stay on top of it. Ugh, production makeup is something else. I'll never forget the first time that I had to do production makeup by myself. So I had not made lead makeup artist yet, but our lead had left. So it was like the last season, the last night of the season. And the actors, they like to show up like an hour before start time. So, I mean, we have like over 100 actors, to 120 actors. I think we're like 15,000 square feet of haunted house, so that's a lot of ground to cover. And so I was back there with my little kit, and like every little actor was lined up and ready to go. And let me tell you, I did it in an hour. I mean, like not everything was wonderful, but hey, everyone had makeup, and the dark hides a lot. So that's probably like one of
Isn't
my.
that so true?
Yeah. I was like, whatever. You're in the dark. It's whatever. So like, have you ever scared in your own haunt? Like, have you ever filled in for an actor?
Me
Yes.
or him?
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
my haunt is called Chainer's Haunt. Chainer's Field of Screams. And Chainer is the name of my character.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
There was one night in particular that I will always remember. The one guy just flat out told me, he's like, "Hey, this group." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I just chainsaw's not working right." I said, "Okay." He goes, "It might be a tougher group." I said, "Okay." I said, I met him in the front, so no problem. And he goes, "I just don't know exactly what you're going to do." I said, "Well, I'm going to take Rachel, and I'm going to show everybody why I'm top." And when I did that, Rachel's my chainsaw. She's been maintained many times over. I love her. Um, I took her down there, and everybody could just hear me making the chainsaw scream, and the people that was coming in that area, I knew what was going to happen. And finally, he all of a sudden looked at me and goes, "Hey, my saw's working again." I said, "Good. I want you to listen to me very closely, and I want you to understand." I said, "We're going to break this group up." I said, "It's a group of 6. 3's going to go this way, 3's going to go that way. As soon as I kick 3 out, I want you to take them out." He goes, "Okay." And I said, "Just get rid of them." And then I told him, I said, "Then I want you to fly back, come back to me. Then I want you to take the one that I'm going to kick off to the side. Get rid of her." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Because she told me I am not scary in the front, and I want to prove a point."
Right.
So as soon as I had her lined up, her boyfriend was holding her, and she kept on backing up, and I took that chainsaw and I got it right down to the ground, and I kept on inching it while watching her. And then I stopped the saw. And he looked at me and goes, "Was that it?" I said, "You might want to hold her." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Seriously, you might want to hold her." And she fell back on him because she passed out. And I looked at him. I said, "You going to get her up there?" And he goes, And I told the other one, I said, "Here's my saw, bring it up." And I grabbed her, picked her up, and brought her up and put her down. And she started coming out of it. I told him, I said, "Do not get in her face. When she comes to, she's not going to realize what's going on." I said, "And she might smack you."
Oh.
And then she looked at me and she started freaking out, and she calmed down and this and that. And he goes, "That was pretty good. So we should go to the next one." I said, "Where are you guys from?" "Indiana." I said, "You're from Indiana. You traveled here over an hour." I said, "And now you're wanting to go to another one?" And she goes, "I'm not. I'm staying in the car. I'm done. I will never go through another one of these." And I told her, I said, "I want you to go through another one. I want you to compare them. I want you to have a good time." And I said, "But do not tell people that they are not scary. Because when you do that, you line yourself up to be the ultimate target."
Right.
It's so yeah, I don't get a haunt all the time at mine, but I'm a person that's able to go to other haunts.
Right.
And when I go to other haunts, I can play, and I'm not in charge of anything.
Right.
And that's the way I like it.
You know, that does sound nice. Because like where I'm at, I'm like in charge of the whole like asylum and everything, and like we get teens and just attitudes and everything. So just managing that alone. So I could see where it'd be fun just doing it and not being in charge of anything. Y'all want this picture that y'all have of Silo right here? What's really funny is the little door that you can see is actually my haunt. That's where I'm at, is right there. That's my little section.
That's not a little section.
Well, it's my half of the haunt. The other one's like across the way. But I thought that was really neat.
It it always impresses me when people go and say, "Hey, this is my section," and it's like, "Oh, that's awesome. Your section is probably as big as my entire haunt."
It is a quite large of a section, but what's really funny is, like the rooms like down the center of it. So when people are going through, it seems like it's like forever. And then they're like, "How are you over here? What in the world is happening? How'd you get back over here?" It's always great. Cause like where I'm at in my haunt, like I'm in the like middle. So like I have this really strong vocal actor. I mean, like she is really good at it. And so I have her like right in the front, and she kind of like talks to them and screams at them and distracts them and everything. And she's really good at it because she's super animated. And then they'll come around and it'll be dark and I'll be in a cage and it lights up. And then I'll make a really loud noise and scare everybody. The lights will go off and back on and I'll disappear. And then they have to walk through a little bit of a hallway, and then they turn around and they'll finally meet me standing in the hallway. But I've been standing there for like a minute while they're like wandering around, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's over here." So it's a lot of fun. And then I jump over this little table thing, so that makes it a lot of fun too. Like super athletic. It takes a lot to do all that, and I'm like always teasing my haunt owner, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to like retire a little bit. I'm like almost 40. I don't know if I can keep running around like that.
Right.
What scare stands out for you?
Oh yeah.
What was the question?
What scare stands out for you?
What scare stands out for me? So like I have a favorite from like pretty early on. It was like a dad and his daughter, and they were going through, and she was super scared, and the dad, he was like really playing into it and everything. And so at that time, I was still pretty new, so I didn't like jump over that table, but I would jump onto that table. So I jumped on that table and I was sitting there, and like they can't go around the corner without passing me. And he was like, "All right, take her as a sacrifice." And I was like, "Okay." And I reached out, and then like her dad pushed her into me. And I want you to know that little girl was gone. Like that little girl, I disappeared. She ran so fast. Like she was just out of there. She would I scared somebody and they left their shoes in the back of the haunt. They wouldn't come back for them. This year though, like I scared this dude and he like crapped his pants, and that was pretty awful. Like, don't do that, because ew, why would you do that in the back of a Texas 80-degree like haunted house? Awful.
People get awards for that though. Scaring somebody so bad that they lose it.
Hey, look, I'd rather not get that award. I don't know, like, it's too stuffy back there. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, it is. It gets hot out here.
I know, like, it'll be like 100 degrees in October. Ugh, that's awful.
Yeah, that was my least favorite part.
I know, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy that part. Scaring somebody so bad that they lose their bodily functions.
I don't mind when they pee. I have a funny story like about something kind of like that. My friend, he no longer is at the haunt. He got married and moved on and everything. But we used to like team up all the time. And this one girl, like he kind of jumped out at her, and she looked at him, and he goes, "You're not so scary." And so then she didn't see me coming, and I was like right next to her, and I scared the complete shit out of her. She fell down, pissed her pants. And at that point, it was really rainy, so we had a bunch of hay to like keep the mud down. So it was like in that doorway, so it was in between the haunt, like inwards and outwards. And so it kind of like perturbed me that she was being ugly to my coworkers. So I stepped out of the haunt and looked towards the line, and I was like, I said something about how scared she was, and she pissed her pants. She was so scared or something, and like pointed it out to like the whole crowd and everything, and then ran back into the haunt. While the crowd laughed at her for pissing her pants in the doorway of the haunt. But, you can't go out there and just be shitty to the actors. We'll team up on you.
Oh yeah, I may not always get scared, but then again, I confuse the actors, and I'm like, "Oh, that was really good, thank you." And then I go on to the next part, and the look on their face is like, "She told me thank you."
Like, yeah, we are good. We did it.
But then again, I'm not normal. I've been doing this for so long. I don't always get scared, but I can appreciate the haunt
behind it.
Yeah, the haunter and what they're doing. I had to apologize, invite her at the maze, because I think his second or third room where the one guy is, where he shocks where he's in the being electrocuted in the chair. It's dark. I couldn't see anything, and I touched him on the nose, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." He got us good though.
And actors, they know when it's an accident. They know when it's intentional, so they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're good."
He didn't seem to mind, but yeah, that one, I love what you guys do. I love everything about it, and I love learning from you guys.
And it's a lot of fun, especially like when people don't always get scared but can appreciate it and go through. Like, I think the worst kind of crowds are when people just want to like be the tough guy, and they want to just be like blah, 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 and just like talk shit through the whole thing. But I'm a great shit talker too, so like then I just have that rhetoric down the hall, kind of harass them a little bit, tease them a little bit, embarrass them a little bit. That's always fun.
I've been really lucky. My husband's not like the macho guy. He will be the strong guy if he needs to, but he's not going to be like, I'm bigger, or because he's like 6'5", or I'm stronger and you can't scare me. He's like, he goes in and he can appreciate with me. And I've been so grateful that he's willing to see why I appreciate this so much.
Right. And enjoy it with you and everything.
Oh yeah, it's been some of my favorite dates.
Yeah, my husband, he's like alternative and everything like that, but he is not into the hunter life at all. So neither is my daughter. She's like, nah, I'm over it. So it's kind of like my hobby. She's too cool to be in mom's hobby.
My middle one's the only one that's been like, yeah, Mom, I want to go. So the school, and we found out her librarian and her kid had got together with a bunch of people and did a local haunt, like for little kids. And she finally went to her first haunt this last summer, and I was so proud of her. She may have held my hand the whole time, but she smiled and screamed and looks like she had such a great time.
That's so fun. That's really fun. It kind of makes me think of... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I will talk forever, so, like, shut me up, okay? All right, I'll tell a story and then I'll stop. So it reminds me of this time before, like, the August before I started with Silo of Screams. They did, like, this mock haunt at the Bell County Comic-Con. And so my daughter, she was like 5 years old, and she was like, hey, let's go through it. So she harassed me, and we went through, and like we get to the front, and it has all this blood all over the place. And she's like, yeah, this is like a really nice touch. We go through it. She's like, all right, that was great. Like 50 more times, right? But then the chainsaw guy was off his lunch break, apparently. Tom finally got back in there. And at the end, he came out with that chainsaw. And since she was not expecting that, it scared her so bad. Like, she was gone. Like, she just, like, took off into the abyss. All I seen was a light flapping through, like, little meat current things. She was out of there.
That's awesome. So, I want to bring something up. We had a guest not too long ago named Icky. And Icky was on here. And as soon as he got done doing our show, he went on to his TikTok and made this thing. And Icky, if you're watching this, I want you to know, my dear friend, that this wonderful woman here has exactly what we were talking about. She is not the haunt widow. She has a husband that does not want to do this, and he loses her during the season. Here's case in point right here. A haunter, and her husband is the haunt widow. He thought that terminology was so out there that he's like, oh my gosh. So he actually had to put it on one of his TikToks, and he tagged me in it, and he goes, I just want you to know that this is actually a thing. And I didn't know until I was on your show. And I told him, I said, well, this is truth. So here, Icky, if you're watching this or you watch it later, case in point, right here.
He does. He gets left behind. He has nothing to do with it. And it's not just like a seasonal thing either. It like pretty much starts in April with conventions and doing little side things and off-season things. Yeah.
Right. It never goes and just is like, oh, okay, a little bit. No, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
But we love it.
That's why it goes on and on, because you have to have an excuse to make it go on and on. Like, oh, you know what? This holiday could be Halloween, like Easter, Halloween. It makes sense.
Right.
Well, we did have somebody come back from the dead for Easter. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
What is one thing that you would like to tell new haunters?
New haunters, keep your distance. Don't get overzealous and get into someone's personal space. That's how you get hit. You know, just keep a distance.
You're the first one that said that.
Well, you know, I see it happen a whole lot. Because people, they get like into it, you know, they're going, and then boom. I learned that pretty quickly myself also. Like my very first night, like I was coming through this curtain and I kind of got too close. Like I didn't get like quite hit, but when he extended, like his fingers touched my neck, and I learned a very important lesson: stay away. You can scare from a distance. And then you don't know. Sometimes people are mean, and they sometimes turn around on you and try to hit you too. So you want to kind of like stay a distance from that too.
Yeah, and that's actually a really sound thing. Sometimes you gotta really read the room,
right?
And if somebody's warning you, take the warning.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, what you gonna do about it? You don't want to find out sometimes.
Right.
I actually go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. I was like, especially if like you're in a room or something and they feel like they can like reach in there and get away with it, they'll definitely like try it. Like I'm behind a cage and they'll reach in and try to grab me through that cage or hit me through that cage. That's like the most time someone will try to hit me.
I will say that my character has a face shield on the front, and it's a half. It goes from my nose down.
Right.
Right now, there is no way that I could actually roll this up and put it in that mask. There is no way. But I will say that one of the important things is I had a face shield and I had a hard hat. And when I scared somebody so freaking bad, I read him and I could not stop him. All I could do is put my head down. So when he went to throw it, he hit the hard hat and not me. Then he wanted to know why in the heck when we actually have a hard hat.
Right.
I don't know, because people like you.
So I think where I get lucky is I'm in that cage, and then when I'm interacting in the crowd, I pretty much charge them down this small hallway. You know, as they come around the corner, I charge at them. So, they kind of see me coming, they expect me, and then I like move real fast. Plus, I'm like 5'11", so I'm not like exactly tiny, so that commands a lot of space also.
I like the number 5'11" for other
See?
reasons. Just saying. But I'm really glad that you brought that up because you are the first one to bring that up. And we ask everybody everything. Um there's been anything from you might not feel like you're good enough, but keep on trying. Try it. You're always going to have those people that they don't say they like this, or you're having a couple groups that these groups just are like not interacting right. Don't give up on it. So it's nice to hear something that's actually not just a piece of advice, but a piece of advice that they need to really take to heart. And that's excellent because through the years of being on this show, we don't really hear the safety tips as much as hearing the encouragement. So to hear
Right.
encouragement and also hear a safety tip, that's amazing. Thank you for
Right.
actually bringing that up.
Like, I think my first year, second year, this dude literally like cocked a loogie in this chick's face. And like,
What?
yeah, straight up did it. And like, they kicked him out immediately. Like they went in there and got him, we like held him up in the line and they got him and kicked him out. But like that girl never came back after that. Never.
Right?
Okay, this is what I'm going to say here. Please, viewers, if you are a haunt enthusiast, please don't go with the intent to in any way harm or spit or anything. They're trying to entertain you. The goal is to appreciate them for what they're doing. Please, this is wrong.
Oh
I
yeah,
will say,
like
I'll say
most
something.
actors will tell you.
One thing that my father taught me when I was a little guy, and we went through a haunt, and we used to love going to this haunt because this haunt was for the Houston band, which that was their fundraiser. So it was by the Houston band kids. The first scene when you went in was a girl that was in a coffin, this and that. And my dad knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going to happen. This was the third time that we went through because I begged him to go through again and again and again. I was obsessed with this, but I didn't know how to get into this. Well, what she said was, "This is blah, blah, blah. Please pay your respects." My father said, "Yeah, I already paid my respects at the door, and this is the third time I'm paying that respect." And I looked over at him and I started laughing. And every time I go through a haunt, every time I have people go through our haunt, I think this right here is their donation, their payment of respect to us. They had every opportunity to go to any other one, but they chose us. Let's give them the best opportunity of a show. But when you pay respect, it's not just paying respect as in money. You're also paying respect to going through and this and that. No one likes to be a jerk going through a haunted house. If you are a jerk going through a haunted house, and yes, I'm talking about the inspirational children that go 6, 7.
God,
Do you know how many times?
God, I hated them.
Do you know how many times we wanted to light you on fire and put you in a burn barrel and count the seconds that it would take to cook you to a medium rare crisp? I'm just saying.
I know, man. That
You
was
come
awful.
into our house, and I actually got at the point where I put up a thing that said, if you are caught saying 6, 7, This is the first warning you get by reading this. The second one is you leaving. So I flat out told him, I said, anybody's caught saying 6'7". I said, if you're counting, you better have a 5 and an 8.
Yeah.
So the kids are like 5, 6, 7, 8. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds so much better, doesn't it? I said, yeah. So I actually got at the point where it's like, okay, now we got this under control. But they're going through and they're like 6, 7. And they would call me and say, they're doing it. Oh, yeah. Here I come marching down, and I would yell. And you can hear me all through the field. Who is the one that said 6, 7? And they're all like pointing at each other. It's like, you guys will leave. So when you're going through a haunt, if you're driving them insane, you paid the money, but we'll show you fear of you losing your money.
Right.
I'm just going to put that out there for everyone. I love people going through haunts. I love them this and that, but pay your respects as much as they want to respect your time by giving you a good show.
What I would do when people would like 6'7" me last season, I just got so over it. I would like get to them, and if they 6'7" at me, I would like stop on a dime, turn around, and just like find someone else in the crowd to like go and harass. I mean, like completely no more show for you, and I just go to like a different team person in their group and like scare them and mess with them because it was awful.
We have banned that from the house unless it involved homework. Now, the thing is, Dante's homework, with him being in kindergarten, was grouped in like 2 numbers at a time for the lessons. Of course, there were like 3 times where it was 6, 7,
right.
But it was like just homework. Other than that, it was like, no, we don't do that in the house.
As for your time, I'm glad it's over with. I'm so glad.
Oh, trust me, we'll get into something else, and they'll bring something to the table.
I don't know. Nothing was annoying like that. Like, out of all the years, that was probably the most annoying year ever with that bull crap because everyone did it. Even the adults did it. Like, everyone did it. It was just awful.
Right. And to say it's over, is it really over? I mean, I have flashbacks to my childhood when I would go, Yahoo!
Oh, gosh, right?
I'll be like, oh, man.
So my notification is you got mail, and it's hilarious. Anytime my phone goes off, everyone, like, you know who the millennial is because they'll look when they hear that noise. They're like, what?
Mine is Claire from Jurassic World telling everybody that they have an asset out of containment. And to hear that, it's like, oh, I got a notification. And somebody goes, are we going to keep on listening to Jurassic Park all over and over and over? I was like, I used to have the theme song, and Echo 1 is my ring for my phone. So I get it. I get it. But
yeah,
it's a lot
par
better
for the course.
What's that?
That's par for the course. I guarantee you, sometime this week we're going to watch one of the Jurassic Park movies again. Yeah, I don't know which it's going to be yet, but I don't know. I also don't know which one of the kids to blame either. So,
my kid loves Jurassic World, Park, all of it, dinosaur, anything. All about it. She tells me all kinds of fun facts, like, Mom. And then I'm like, she's like, you didn't know that? And I'm like, girl, no, what? I did not know that.
My daughter looked at something we were watching, and it had a platypus. And she goes, that's a platypus? I said, yeah, it's a platypus. And she goes, but it's not. I said, what do you mean it's not? And she goes, that's a platypus. where's its hat? I said, no, that's a platypus. You're not making it into Perry. And she goes, Perry the platypus?
It's not a Perry, it's a platypus.
They only are teal if you shine them with like a UV light, okay? Other than that, they're normal color.
They actually turn. He had no idea that they were that color when they were doing it. In fact, there was no platypuses around where they could actually go around and actually see a platypus. So they just made this cartoon like weird animal and they said it was a platypus. And they're like, okay, well the colors are all wrong. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden somebody takes a black light and runs it over it. And he goes, it's the same color.
I was right the whole time.
See? We knew that they were Perry the platypuses all the time. But, Friday, do you have anything from the little one?
I do. He wants to know if you have a favorite SCP.
Huh. I'm not sure if I understand. I'm so sorry.
Secure, protect, contain. They're creatures that do various things from like okay, his is like a sea-head monster, a sentient playground that eats people,
Right.
you know? If you don't know what that is, that's fine. He likes monsters. He finds monsters. But do you have a favorite monster?
I will definitely ask my daughter if she knows about it later for sure and kind of find out about it. Absolutely. That's always fun. Monsters are cool. I'm a monster, see?
Yes.
Cool.
You are an awesome monster. He loves to see your videos.
You know, that, like, and then in conventions and everything, like, kids are my favorite. Like, I always have candy in my pocket. Hey, here. And, like, sometimes they're like, lady, absolutely not. Like, what? And then sometimes they're like, you know what? All right, like, I'll take that from you.
He'd probably run up to you and ask you some random weird question of his own if he saw you in person.
Sure.
Do you? His next question is: do you have a favorite meal?
Favorite meal? Like right now, my favorite meal has been chicken Alfredo, like that, like homemade chicken Alfredo with like homemade sauce and everything like that.
Ooh,
That's my favorite meal.
That sounds yummy.
With chicken Alfredo. So I went to this wonderful restaurant and it said chicken Alfredo. And it said you can get chicken or you can get shrimp. And I'm like, hey, I like chicken. I like shrimp. No problem. Then it said creamy Cajun.
Oh yeah.
Creamy Cajun absolutely was one of the best creations to go on a creamy Alfredo chicken.
Absolutely.
And I want everybody to know if anyone gets the Spaghetti Warehouse recipe for that creamy Cajun, I would like it put in our show.
Which will be mine. But
Ooh.
no, I mean like it is good. I mean like I mean like I like to make mine like real spicy too though. But any more questions?
Usually little guys got 5.
Does your character have weapons?
So, like during convention season, I have a big syringe I carry, so that way like the kids can like hold it as the prop and everything. And so I'll do that like for conventions and everything. At the hunt, I have no weapons. I have to have free hands. But like it's more like a prop. It's kind of broken right now, so I got to fix it. So That's why I've had the head for the last 2 conventions.
There we go. Now it's unmuting. I keep muting myself because it's loud out here, but also I got tiny, like I said, 6-year-old in there playing. It's safer out here. What is your favorite cartoon?
Oh, my favorite cartoon. So, like, if I were to pick a cartoon from my childhood, it would be like, it would be tough because I have like 3 favorites from my childhood, but it'd probably be Gargoyles. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that was like my ultimate favorite growing up.
Gargoyles. He hasn't gotten into it yet, but I love Gargoyles.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about the Disney Gargoyles that had the lead named Goliath?
Yes, but then there's Darkwing Duck though, and that was also my favorite. So I don't know, one of those 2. I don't know. I'm torn now.
I am so happy. We are allowed to have randomness on my show because I'm telling you right now, Darkwing Duck has a special spot in my heart. Gargoyles have a special spot in my heart. But the problem is, me watching as much as I have throughout my life, it is kind of hard to watch a show that was made back then and go, oh my gosh, the design looks horrible.
Or like getting all the undertones and like the whole message. You're like, oh, I don't know. But that back then though, that was the jam. That was it. I love Darkwing Duck.
My childhood was Gummy Bears. I'm just saying. Anybody remember Gummy Bears?
I do not remember Gummy Bears.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure everyone remembers Tales from the Crypt, right? Like,
yes.
Of course.
After they had like movies that came on and everything. So, I mean, I was quite young. Okay, I was like in 1st grade, I think, when that came out. I was so small, but my parents let me watch it, whatever. And this movie, Killer Slugs, came on afterward. And like, so these slugs had teeth and everything. And I remember being so young and I was like, no, they don't. And I went the next morning on like a whole hunt and like found all these little like slugs so I could look in their mouths and make sure they didn't. I was convinced.
I've done things like that. I only laugh because I've gotten in trouble. Okay, dude. Apparently, Madeline says, hello, Father.
Hello. Yes, this is actually one of my actors, and I know that she's going to be biting at the bullet on her days off from work to spend quality time going through the field. And I know. It's not Father's Day yet, so we still got a little time. I do have to start, as soon as the ground dries out again, I need to go ahead and start tilling the ground so I can put the sunflowers, because I want the sunflowers to return this year.
That would be nice.
Nothing is more odd than going through a sunflower field area and they're all hunched over, they're all falling apart, and people are walking through there moving the sunflower heads, and they let them go and it smacks their friend and they scream.
All right.
Who knew that was so effective?
Have you heard of the haunt dark hour? It's like in Dallas up there. Okay, so have you ever seen their like sunflower character that they have?
Isn't Dark Hour owned by Alan Hobbs?
Maybe I might have the wrong haunt. I think it's Dark Hour. I'm pretty sure it's Dark Hour. The one in Dallas, like kind of by Plano. That's where it's at.
I'm not sure.
Um, I'm not sure, but yeah, they have. I think it is Dark Hour. I'm pretty confident. Um, what a shame if it's not, because like I know people from that hunt, so hopefully it is. Anyways, they have a little sunflower character, and it's really cool, and I figure it would like match your little area that you were talking about.
Let's see here.
'Cause it's like this sunflower on stilts, but it's all like dark and wilted. It's pretty cool.
That really sounds like something he would have came up with.
Yeah.
I
Does he do
am
like a
looking.
monster camp in like the summer?
That's
Okay, yeah.
that's
That's
Alan
it. That's
Hops.
100% it.
He so there's not too many shows we can go around without not talking about Alan Hops. And in fact, it became such a thing that I actually had to put a banner up that says, "Did somebody say something about Alan Hops?" And he thought it was entertaining. His wife thought it was entertaining, and we just kept on going with it. And we got a hold of them, and he came on the show. He said, "Man, this is one of the most relaxing shows to be on." And I tell him every single time, him and his wife, "So we talked about you guys again." And his response, "Maybe I made a bigger impact than what I thought." But I'm supposed to come down the Dark Hour. I'm supposed to go through Dark Hour, see everything with Alan Hops. And he's actually got a cryptid museum now.
Yes.
I don't know if you know what cryptids are, but he actually has a cryptid museum with Dark Hour.
So are you gonna go like during like haunt season?
No.
Oh.
Once
So I was
again,
gonna say, if you did, then you could just like go one more hour south and then go to Silo.
trust me, if I had the opportunity, I would love to go to a lot of haunted houses. I've got so many invitations to go to so many different haunted houses. Um, and I am not I am not against going to visit haunted houses, but ours has such a big impact, and I know if I'm not there, it would shut down.
Oh, yeah,
Not
well,
to
you don't
toot
want
my own
that.
horn, but yeah, I would love to. Um,
Does
um,
Dark Hour like ever do like off season? Like, like where they act like do Valentine's Day things or like
I don't remember him ever saying anything like
I don't think they
having
I
a
think they
off
might do like
season.
halfway to Halloween, that's it. But it would be cool if their haunted house and our haunted house would link up on like an off season. It would work. I don't know. But anyways,
What keeps you haunting?
people screaming and running. It's the best feeling ever. That shit's hilarious. Oh my gosh, it never gets old. Like ever. Oh man. Especially when people do really stupid stuff when they get scared. That's the best. Like, so there's like this brick firewall next to where I'm at, and the amount of people that run straight into it when I scare them, it's crazy. Hilarious. Like I have to turn around so I don't break character, so I'm not laughing at them, like it's stupid. I mean, hilariousness.
That
I will
is
tell
awesome.
you, we have a thing that we have a thing that in the beginning of the haunt season we tell everybody, and it's your screams bring us to life. And that is so powerfully true for so many things. Um, man, there is so many wonderful pictures of different stuff. I would, re- I almost feel like I gotta send him a message. to find out anything about if he's got haunted sunflowers.
Oh yeah, he does. It's him. It's definitely him. It's his. It's dark hour.
I just can't find a picture at the moment with the shirt, and it'll take a bit.
I know that.
You know that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was
Sorry,
like, I
I'm
was thinking to
yawning.
myself, like,
Oh,
I know
okay.
I have like a picture somewhere, but it's like so buried because it's like a couple of like years ago for the convention, that
Okay.
convention.
And the yawning is not because of you. I've just
You're fine.
hard has been sleeping. How hard has it had
It's
been
8 o'clock.
to
It's
sleep?
my bedtime too, so I get
Yeah. Yes, I feel old with the idea of like how early I go to bed lately.
I know. I understand.
And then after everything, you still have to go take off all your wonderful makeup.
Right? Well, I didn't use latex. It's all just like flat paint, so it'll wash off pretty good.
That'll be awesome that it will come off so quickly. But from where I'm sitting, it's still really wonderful. You
like the only reason
are
why
awesome.
it probably looks 3D is just the like gel blood, but it's all like just drawn flat.
Okay.
Lazy work.
Yes. But from this side, unless you are a haunt makeup artist and it's your job, you're like, hey, that is really awesome.
Right. Thank you so much.
I love all of the different, like the zipper one. That's how I got introduced to you. I found the zipper picture of that you had done year or two. I don't even know how long ago. I'm like, oh my god, that is awesome. I want to follow this lady.
I was like pretty early on. Because like wasn't that like really popular in like 2019, 2020, that whole zipper look? Like it was like a whole trending thing.
Well then, dude, it may have been longer. Dude, I've probably been following you for a while.
So
and just now figured out that you were a temple.
Recycle the look and like put it on another video sometimes when I don't make a lot of content. I'll like go back through videos and fluff it back out just so that way it stays on the algorithm.
Yes, that makes sense. I'm trying to get better at the algorithm. That's the hard thing.
It is really difficult. It is. I'm better at Facebook than I am on TikTok. Because I'm not really an animated video maker. Like I don't like mimicking words. Like I don't know. It's just not my thing.
Have you seen mine? I mean, there is no anime about it. There is just me, and recently,
I mean, like animation, like people talking and singing along and everything. I'm just no good.
Nope, no bueno. So I am waiting for a response, and I don't think I'll get the response. Busy people. So if I find out and I get a picture, we'll have a picture of what you're talking about, these sunflowers, because I'm really curious about it too.
I'll send a picture of me with it.
That would rock.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I'll find the picture and send it to you.
Are they? I take it they're
it's
not
just
real
one.
sunflowers.
He has one character. It's on stilts. It's kind of like an Angoli suit, kind of, but then it's like the sunflower head and everything, and it's all wilted looking. It's really cool.
Okay.
I have a picture with it, so I'll like send it over and everything, so that way you can see what I'm talking about. Because I think it would be really cool in that little area you were talking about with your sunflowers.
Yeah. What we think we might do is we are going to take sunflowers and corn and plant them, and then we're going to possibly take the these cryptid things that we have, and we're going to put those through the corn and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be something different. We've never done it exactly this way, and I know before I do that, boy, I've got to get in there with a chainsaw and actually cut out this one area of skids because they did the domino effect and they fell over.
Oh no.
Yeah, it happens. Mother Nature isn't nice or kind.
No.
But so we are at a good stopping point for this show, unless you guys have anything else that you really want to deep dive into.
I will talk forever, so y'all have to shut me up, okay? Like,
oh yeah, that's not
do it again.
Oh yeah, definitely. But the whole goal isn't to like, no, shut up. Like I said, the show's usually an hour. So I think the biggest question is, where would you like people to find you?
Oh, so like Facebook is probably like the best place to find me. So I'm most active on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's probably where a good place to find my makeup. Nichole de Livid is where you would find it under. And then Silo of Screams is the haunted house that I work for. So if you want to see me in person, that's where you'll find me.
That's awesome.
Okay, at least one of those links that she mentioned and the link to the Silo is wherever links go on the page.
You know, in that one spot.
Yeah, where they like to hide them.
So we are absolutely at this point, and we are going to go ahead and make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to know something that has been kind of brewing. The Outlight Network has been really good to this show, but things are going to be changing. This show next month will be going on a new network, and we hope that everybody supports that new network as it starts up. I'm really excited because it is going to be Chainer's Network. So some of the shows that we have been doing are going to be coming over with us. We don't want to change anything. We want to have more fun with it, but we invite everybody to come with us and always support Outlight if you're still supporting the shows that you like with Outlight. But this show and a few others will be going over to Chainer's Network. So we wanted to make sure that we let our viewers know. We wanted to make sure that everybody did get the memo that this is one of the shows that will be moving along with us. I do want to thank everybody with Outlight Network and the Darkening and everything for allowing this show to bloom as much as it has. And we can't wait to see what happens with the new network. Nichole, if we get a hold of you in the future, would you like to come on the show again and talk and possibly be a guest that talks to other guests or anything like that?
Because you have asked so many questions.
I would have a lot of fun with it, actually. Oh yeah, I'm a talker. Right.
So, maybe perhaps you could be a guest host and help us run one of the shows and get to explore the haunted house industry along with your curiosity. So we'll go ahead and contact you in the future, but we want to thank you very much and say our goodbyes to you because you've been awesome to talk to. Friday, it's always a pleasure working with you. Outlight Network, it's been wonderful working with you guys. And Dorkening, thank you very much for housing everything. So just wanted to say our thank yous. Please go out and support the Dorkening, support Outlight, and we'll see you next month. on June 3rd, which will be the first time this show is actually on Friday. Anything else?
No, I just want to say thank you and goodbye and good night to everybody.
All right.